So, you have to go?
Yeah.
You got to go?
Yeah.
Do you have your yellow slip?
I have cross country.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Make sure you look online and check this out so that you're able to do the homework tonight, all right? Check the lesson plans and see this video as well.
Okay.
Okay, so on the very first page, you have the cover to my writing packet. I recommend that you print this off and keep it for yourself because you'll use it all the way to go through college. You just leave it on the desk. It's okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Persetti, have a great day. Good luck.
Thank you, you too.
Bye. Bye. And it says on there, if you cannot write well, you cannot think well. And if you cannot think well, others will do the thinking for you. What does that mean? That means that unless you want somebody to tell you what to do all your life, you're going to have to learn how to write well. Because writing is a direct correlation with your intelligence, okay? So please turn to the next page, past that, page number 2. And on page number 2, it says writing is a process. Well, how do I know that? How many of you guys have an AR book? Okay. Do you think that was published the very first time someone sat down and wrote that book?
No.
No. It goes through what's called a process. And so we're going to talk about the process and we're going to practice the process because by the end I want you to turn in finished products which are good, that are clear, concise, and well written. In order to get through that, you have to go through the process. So if you look at that page, on page 2, you'll notice the writing process. And this is just one way of looking at it. The writing process, it shows here, you have stage 1 where you're going to do pre-writing, stage 2 where you're going to do the final draft, stage 3 where you're going to do sharing, which is going to be peer editing. We'll talk more about that. Stage 4 is the second draft. Stage 5 you're going to share and revise again. Stage 6 you're going to do editing. And then finally we'll get to publication. We won't do that until later on in the year. But these are the stages of the writing process. Anybody remember the root prefix? We talked about prefixes, suffixes, and roots, right?
Yep.
What does the pre mean? Sam?
Before?
Before. So before you actually write, and how many of you guys have ever had this happen to you? When the teacher said, okay class, today we're going to write about blah. And the very first thing that happened was your mind went blank and you said, I have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody know what that's called?
Writer's block. Writer's block.
Make sure you wait till I call on you, please, ladies and gentlemen. Writer's block. That's correct. It's called writer's block. So I'm going to, this is like I said, we're going to tie this to the real world, and I'm going to give you some skills. One of the skills that I'm going to give you today is how to avoid that writer's block. Then we all get it. I get it. It happens to me too. Writer's block happens all the time. It's the same thing as speaker's block. Sometimes if you're speaking, you have that same thing. So this is going to give you a way to tackle that writer's block so you can actually get to the writing that you're being asked to do. All right? So if you turn on to page 3, there are 3 different types of pre-writing that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about brainstorming, clustering, and free writing. Brainstorming, clustering, and free writing. So what I want to do is I want to demonstrate with you what each one of these are. But here's what I want you to remember. It doesn't matter if it's brainstorming, it doesn't matter if it's clustering, and it doesn't matter if it's free writing. These are the only rules that you have to keep in mind. Don't worry about spelling. Don't worry about punctuation. Don't worry about capitalization. Don't worry about grammar. What I want you to do is I want you to put down on a piece of paper the very first things that come to your mind. Not yet. I'm going to demonstrate and then I'll have you guys try. Okay? Not yet. I'm going to demonstrate and then I'll have you guys try. So the first one we're going to talk about is brainstorming. And what is brainstorming? Brainstorming is basically just making a list. You just list ideas. So whatever comes to your mind on a topic, you just list as many ideas as possible. Now you guys remember we've been doing the multiple intelligences, right? And remember there's musical, interpersonal, intrapersonal, body kinesthetic, spatial, logical, mathematical, naturalist, and existentialist. Those are the 9 multiple intelligences that we've been talking about. And you had the multiple intelligence papers on your desk. We'll get to that in a moment. So I'm going to demonstrate for you guys brainstorming on a topic, and then I'm going to want you to practice it. Okay, try it. So this is the whole class first. So, anybody in here was bodily kinesthetic? Okay. All right. You guys have the multiple intelligence there. So let's brainstorm. Let's just do a list. If I was bodily kinesthetic, As body kinesthetic, what kind of qualities make up a body kinesthetic person? Mr. Nye?
Touching everything.
Good.
Being like hyper.
Hyper? Okay. Mr. Caro?
You enjoy using sign language?
Constant movement, right? How about can't stay still?
Yeah.
Anybody got anything else? Look at your list. Look at your sheets.
Jumpy!
Jumpy?
Sports.
Like sports?
Raise your hand.
Matt?
Gesturing.
Okay. Allie?
Building?
Building? Okay, I'm going to stop there. My point here is I want you to see that in a short period of time, that was like maybe 45 seconds, we developed a list, and all I did was ask you to give me some ideas about what body kinesthetic people are like. From this list, if I was going to ask you to say, if, like for example, Miss Flynn, you're a body kinesthetic person, could you pick 3 of these and tell me specifically why these would be characteristics of you as a body kinesthetic person?
I don't like sitting still. Like, I'm playing lots of sports, so I'm always running around, and I'm like moving my hands around, pointing to stuff.
Okay, so that's a specific example. What would you explain that? So, I'm sure you could pick a couple other ones that would do the same thing as well. So this is what I want you guys to do. Now I want you guys to try it, all right? I want you guys to try brainstorm, which is just listing. So on your piece of paper, what I want you to do is I want you to brainstorm on this. I'm going to give you the topic, and then I'm going to say go, and I'm going to say stop. But I don't want you to stop until I tell you to. Remember, don't worry about grammar, don't worry about punctuation, capitalization, spelling, any of that. All right? So here's your topic. What I'd like you to write on, the first thing that comes to your mind, brainstorming, would be what makes a good friend? What qualities make a good friend? So go ahead and get started, put down a topic, what makes a good friend, and then start listing as much as possible. Ready? Go. Remember, you're listing, you're not doing sentences, you're just listing, Why would you have friends? What kinds of qualities do you look for when you're with friends? What is something that you would think would make somebody a good friend? Okay, stop. So, you can finish the last word. So we're going to do the same thing. Tell me, what makes a good friend? Okay, Whitney.
Trustworthy.
Morgan?
Caring.
Karen? Puerto Rican?
Happy.
Happy. Thank you very much. Nakano?
A sense of humor.
Okay. Ali Oxenfree?
They're nice to you.
Alrighty. Brooke?
Loyal.
Good one. Max?
Energetic.
Okay. Either and I?
Funny.
Funny. Gotta have that, gotta have a sense of humor. Anything else? Okay, I'm sure there are other different qualities you guys can come up with. But if I asked you again, if I said, looking at this list here, and if I asked you, could you pick the top 3 characteristics that make a good friend? Do you have a starting point?
Yeah.
Okay. You think you could pick 3? What would be the 3 strongest ones that you might pick? Morgan?
Caring.
You like caring? Okay. Trustworthy, you'd say again? Trustworthy would be good?
Trustworthy and energetic.
Okay. Now here's another reason why lists are good. Because maybe there's something that sounds alike, or maybe you don't have enough to say in a particular topic, so then you can go back and pick another one. Okay? So that's just one way to do it. That's brainstorming, where you're just doing listening. The next one, that's in your packet, talks about clustering. Again, I want you guys to follow with me as I demonstrate this, and then I'm going to have you guys practice it. Clustering, what you guys might have heard clustering before might be webbing or mapping. That's the way you might have heard it. And again, these are not the only ways to do it. These are just, I want you to figure out one that works for you when you get to that dreaded writer's block, so that you can unleash what's inside of you and be able to have information to go with when you're writing. So, clustering. I'm going to put a circle in the center, I'm going to put a topic in the center, and then I want you guys, using your multiple intelligence sheets, I want you to look at those, and I want you to tell me what would be the qualities that would constitute somebody who was from the South when they were spatial. So, what are spatial people like? Allie?
I like to draw.
Brooke?
Artistic.
Okay. Neither nine?
Legos.
It's okay, it's okay. No wrong answer, we're just putting some ideas down. Miss Flynn?
Visualizing.
Visualizing. Okay, Miss Regan?
I like watching movies.
All right. Nakano?
I like puzzles.
I'm sorry?
Puzzles.
Puzzles. Sam?
I like doodling.
Am I supposed to worry about spelling? Doodling? Okay, remember, you're supposed to worry about spelling. Morgan?
Creative.
Creative. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Now, listen. Why is it that, or let me ask you this. Is there a pattern here of anything that you guys can see? Is there a pattern?
Yes.
Yeah.
Raise your hand, of course. Miss Regan?
There's a lot of circles and lines going on this page.
Okay, there's a lot of circles and lines going off there. Mr.
They're
Terrell?
all, they're all artistic. Like,
They are.
They all like involve you doing something
Spatial.
like artsy.
Okay, that's true. All the answers do that.
They like visual things.
Okay, but what I was trying to get you to see was this. As I was going through here, there were some that are singular by themselves, but notice that when someone said draw, how all these come together. So one of the reasons why people like clustering, I'm not saying you have to do clustering for your writer's block tool, but it's an opportunity for some people because, especially those people who are spatially intelligent, it gives you the opportunity to make connections quickly. Okay? So now you guys get to try. So on that same piece of paper, I want you to put a circle in the middle, you know, make sure you have space so you can do this, and I want you to cluster on an idea. I'm going to have you guys cluster on an idea. All right? So what I want you to cluster on, you're going to write this in your center, and then I want you to do the very same thing I did up here. So I want in your circle to be your favorite activity. Favorite activity. Write the words favorite activity. Or you can just write your favorite activity if you know what it is right off the top of your head. All right? And then I'm going to have you do this for about a minute. And again, I want you, whatever comes to your mind, and it's okay if it's off topic, just go ahead and do that. All right? Ready? Remarks? Get set? Go. Alrighty, stop. So, anybody end up drawing, getting one section of that clustering where they ended up branching off an awful lot of? Okay. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to love this, but for some people, again, I said especially if you're spatial, for some people, this is a great tool because they can organize their ideas quickly and they can draw the connections quickly. How many people like brainstorming over clustering? It's okay, there's no right or no wrong. Anybody here like clustering over brainstorming? Okay. We have a third possibility. The third possibility is free writing. This is where it really is vitally important that you do not stop writing whatsoever. All you're going to do is you're going to write straight across the page. And you keep going like as if it's sentence, but you don't have to worry about spelling, punctuation, capitalization, grammar, any of that. You just keep going across the page. That's free writing. And let's just say that you have a brain fluff, okay, and you all of a sudden lose your track of thought. All you do is keep repeating that same word that you ended with before that air bubble came in your head there. You keep repeating it, and then till you get back to thinking about the topic again. And nothing is wrong. Even if you get off topic, eventually you'll get back on topic. Now I know some of you guys are thinking this. Well, that's okay, Mr. Victor. If I get the free write, I'll just repeat the same word over. Yeah, well, if you handed something to me like that, I'd fail you because you didn't try. Okay? So you have to try to get your brain going back. The key is, all I should hear is squeaking penciling. So let me explain to you, and I'll show you this. I'll demonstrate it. And my topic is going to be on interpersonal. Okay? So here we go. Watch what I do. Well, that one didn't work. Okay, I'm going to stop. Now, as you can see, one of the things that happened to me is I was listening to one of you guys talking over here. I repeated the word. What word did I repeat? Others, several times in there, right? And that's okay because you eventually get back to words that you're going to be talking about the topic. But if I looked at that and I said, okay, what can I really say about interpersonal people? Well, first off, they're people, right? Second off, one of the ways they're people is they like to bounce ideas off of others. And the third thing is they like groups and group activities. There's 4 things right off the bat there. And that was just a few seconds. So I want you guys to try this very same approach, free writing, and I'm going to give you a topic. Again, you're just writing right across the page, thank you. Writing right across the page, not stopping. I didn't worry about spelling, punctuation, capitalization. You see I don't have any punctuation marks there whatsoever, right? And notice I didn't go back and cross out. Do I have punctuation mark?
Yeah, after etc.
Oh, I do. Thank you very much. All right? That's the goal. Don't stop, just squeaky pencils, all right? So I'm going to give you a topic, and I'm going to give you about a minute to go ahead and do this. The topic I want you guys to be working on is, what do you consider fun? What is fun? Ready? So fun. Here we go. Your marks, get set, go. Just don't stop. Just keep writing. I just hear nothing but squeaky pencils or squeaky pen. Doesn't matter. Keep going, don't stop. Alrighty, finish that last line, stop. Alrighty. So, this is just another way that you can unlock that writer's block. Did anybody like this one over the other two? Okay. What's one of the reasons you like this one over the other two? Max?
Because you can get a whole lot done in not a long amount of time.
Okay, yeah. When I first started this, just so I can share with you, when I first started doing this, brainstorming was the way I used to like to do things. And then I got into free writing, and I said, okay, now that's easy, because then I don't have to even think about anything. I just keep going, 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 going. I'm not saying that one is better than the other. Again, I just want to emphasize, these are tools for you to use whenever you're getting stuck, whether it's beginning writing, in the middle of writing, or wrapping up writing. You can use these at any time with a spare piece of paper, and you'll be able to unlock writer's block rather than sit there in frustration looking at a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper for hours, or trying to figure out how am I going to finish this writing. Has ever been there before?